Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Dear Source, your Ascendancy Hotline, where we connect in with Source and talk about all issues from relationships to parenting to business and how all of those things, whatever it is that's occurring in your life, is a spiritual lesson to grow and expand your soul. That's why it's occurring. We are here as a spiritual being, our soul, having a human experience, and that we're also a human being having a spiritual experience. And so everything that we're going through, everything is a spiritual lesson. What a beautiful, beautiful thing. And how do we connect in with that? So we actually start acting from a place of source. There are universal truths and universal principles that we are all here living and governed by. They actually govern how the universe is designed to work. And anytime we're not acting in alignment with them, we get what we call spiritual lessons, or what some may call karma. So, we live in a binary universe, which means it's neutral, it's benevolent, it's fruitful, it's abundant. There is no duality going on here. We're assigning that from our ego, from a place of judgment, in order to make ourselves, our human selves, feel better. There is no right or wrong. There is no good or bad. There's just isness. And when we are not in right relationship with the universe, of understanding that we are one with everything, we're here to coexist in oneness with the whole, and to live within that principle, we get corrected back to that. We are here to exist in relationship. Everything exists in relationship. So as we get grounded in and know that those are the principles that are governing us, and that we are here to shine our divine, beautiful light because we are our souls, we want to get connected in with how do we bring that energy, that presence into everything that we do. And today we got a letter from somebody that deals with their work environment. And so this is going to be a great conversation today. Could not be more excited. For those of you tuning in, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all the beautiful things. Share this message with who needs to hear it as we go through. Because again, this was asked of me to be a channel of source of how do we look at this and start to elevate in the world. And the other thing before we jump into the letter that I would really offer is we're evolving as a human species. Our consciousness on our planet is rising, which means that the consciousness, as it rises, we have to then align with different principles that have always governed us, but we have been maybe unaware of, knowing that they're at play. And we're entering an age of truth. We're entering an age of energetics, which means energy doesn't lie. We have to come into our truth, and we're seeing that across the planet. And so how do we step into our truth? We step into our truth through our authenticity, by understanding the essence of who we truly are. So without further ado, let's get into today's letter. And today's letter reads, Dear Source, I'm finding it increasingly difficult to navigate my role working for a business owner who avoids accountability at every turn. It's as if you're constantly leading from a place of fear and scarcity, setting the tone for the entire business to operate in a survival mode. Anytime challenges arises, they make sure there's an out for themselves, sidestepping any real responsibility. It's becoming clear they're unable or unwilling to take direct conversations or have direct conversations about tough issues, likely out of fear of confrontation. The lack of accountability is making it almost impossible for the team to trust their leadership or feel supported. I find myself working harder to fill in the gaps and keep up morale, yet I feel drained. Knowing my efforts can only go so far if the person at the top refuses to step up. The fear-based decisions have created a culture of instability, and the scarcity mindset feels contagious. How do I navigate this situation without losing my own sense of purpose and integrity? Is there a way to cultivate a positive environment despite the top-down negativity? If so, how can I create a culture of accountability and openness even when the owner won't model it? Sincerely seeking stability in a storm. Okay, deep breath there. So, what I would offer up to the collective here would be number one, I would share that what I'm seeing out in business is this realignment that's occurring when it comes to how businesses are going to have to operate. And they're going to have to operate from a space of truth. And they're going to have to operate from a state of giving and receiving. So when I talked about the oneness principle, that we all exist in relationship. In order to exist in relationship, how we can look at that as a human being is to do no harm or to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. Well, how that translates into business is we have to orientate our business from a service perspective. What are we giving to the world? What is the big expansion that we are expanding into to offer to humanity to make humanity better? When I think about creating a business or a business having an energy or a soul to it, that means that the essence of the business is to serve the betterment of the human collective. So what am I being in service to? So if I'm orientating myself as a business owner around how much money am I going to make? What am I going to get out of this? We're already out of relationship. We're in a taking and keeping mode. We're not truly in service of our clients. We're not truly in service of the people that we want to receive their money from. So you first have to ask yourself, as that business owner, or even as you as an operator, like, what is the essence or energy of that business? And what are you there to serve? And energetically, is every person aligned with that mission, with those values to be in service to humanity? And regardless of what it is, I can think of many different companies I've worked for, and they have very aspirational mission statements, but keeping people anchored into here is what I am, here's what I'm going to do. And am I doing that in every moment that I'm showing up to work? Does that mission align with my purpose as, let's say, an employee to then be able to serve humanity? And if the answer is yes, then everything that you start to do just starts to align. Are we serving the local community? Even if it's, let's say, I vaguely am not going to get any of this right. So for all my Starbucks listeners, and it may have changed over the years, but I worked there, back in the early 2000s. We were there to nurture and inspire the human spirit, one cup of coffee, one neighborhood at a time, if I vaguely remember it. That might be wrong, but it's my best recollection at this moment. So if I think I'm showing up as a barista, shift supervisor, store manager, district manager, and I am there to inspire or nurture the human spirit, what does that look like? What does that feel like? Am I aligned with nurturing and inspiring the human spirit? I'm there to be in service. I'm there to give to the community. I am there to connect and get to know every person's name. And that's how brands like Starbucks got built. But then brands like Starbucks have challenges, as all brands do, because you don't stay so anchored in why you started and how you wanted to serve the world, because you start to think about profit and you start to think about a variety of other things that then start to take away from why did we start to begin with? How do we turn back to that as we grow and become a global brand with hundreds of thousands of employees? How do we get each one of them anchored in that service, in that mission, to say, this is how we show up. This is how we show up for each other as employees to work. This is how we're showing up for the consumer. And then this is how, as a company, we're showing up to serve who is actually making the money for us. So is that being reciprocated all the way around? What we're finding in business and what you're kind of highlighting here is everything has to be done in a people-centric way because we are human beings. There's not one brand that can get away from being focused on the people being the employees and people being the consumers that they're reaching out to. We've had technology come in, make it better, make it faster, but at the essence of who we are as a being is we're looking for connection. Technology should help us be more capable of delivering a more elevated experience, not supplement this experience we're trying to create. So technology can never subvert the human essence, because the human essence is what connects people into the brand, makes them feel the emotional attachment, makes them want to show up and spend $5 on their coffee. It's probably much more than that today, every day, because they feel that connection. It's beyond, I need the coffee to function. It's because I have a relationship with them. And I'm watching the majority of brands I go into. There's some that I love, and I'm watching them flail and fail because they have forgotten that at the heart of what they do is in service of the world and servicing their consumer and servicing their employees. And they're thinking about their bottom line, and they are coming at it from a mindset of scarcity. And in a mindset of scarcity, you can only create more scarcity. There's not one brand that's been built that has saved its way to success. You have to know what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you want to do it, and then you have to align your actions and activities as a business operator around ensuring that energy, that essence of the business, the soul of the business of why you were created, is being exemplified out into the world, because that's what's going to get people to connect and come in. And so it is such a powerful, powerful, powerful time. Businesses, I don't think, understand the changes that are occurring and the revolution that's about to happen. And it's because they are focused on all these tactics. They're focused on all their own bottom line, their own profitability. And the reality is when you are in right relationship, in a giving and receiving mode, you are going to fail as a business, plain and simple. I will predict it. We are coming into the age of truth. We're coming into the age of authenticity. We're coming into the age of energy and vibration, which means people are here to feel. They're here to be connected, and people are not looking for necessarily convenience anymore. They're looking to feel connected. We cannot survive as a human species without connection. And that is prevalent. The whole essence of who we are is through the oneness. So we can't escape that in anything that we do. We need that to exist in relationship with everything. And people are looking to that in business. And I've watched businesses where it's like they just don't have it. There's not that it factor anymore. People don't want to pay X because it's flat. The employees are disengaged because the owner operator is coming from a lack mindset and they're trying to cut and they're short staffing and they're taking this away and they're not doing this. Like, all of those are energetic. So all of those affect the vibration of what you're putting out to then what you receive. And it's not for a lack out in the world. There are businesses thriving because they are anchored into the energetics of incredible, incredible abundance in serving, radical understanding of how the universe works and being in service to humanity. Those companies are receiving tremendous rewards because they are doing good in the world. And you're rewarded with that. Putting out good energy, you receive good energy. If you're putting out scarcity, you're going to receive scarcity. That's how the universe has to work. It has no other way. And then it's like, we'll just try harder, or we'll try this marketing tactic, or we'll do this. No, you have to fix the soul, the essence, the energetics of your business. You as an owner operator and how you're orientated to it, how you're creating an environment for all your employees to orientate to that. And then that vibration gets sent out because the consumer then is going to feel that. You will have results beyond your wildest dreams if you focus on the soul and the energetics of the business and coming into right relationship with the natural laws of the universe and using those to govern how you do business versus like what an MBA class told you. Because ultimately, you're going to find out that you will be unsuccessful, or you'll be able to produce results for a specific period of time, but then you'll find they fall off and then you can't maintain it. So ultimately, at the end of the day, we are here to be governed by the universal truths and the universal principles. And we are here to work in one with all the relationship of everything. And that's where my expertise and what I've actually been called to do is, how do you get people connected into the soul, into the energetics of the business? How do you use shamanism and principles of oneness to help people realign? How do you get organizations to align with mission, values, vision, to go into the world and serve and up-level humanity, and to create environments where your people that are the greatest resources, that the only resource that you have, that you unlock their limitless, their unlimited capacity to serve your organization, because you see them as the diamond that they are. You have the magic already there. Are you willing to unlock it? Are you willing to trust your employees? Are you willing to take a step back? Are you willing to get out of fear? I could talk for 2 hours on this, because stifling your employees' creativity, not activating them, having command and control, dictating when they work, when they take days off, when you can do this, you are squeezing the life out of your business, because you're squeezing the life out of the energy that is then supposed to connect in with your mission and values, to then connect out with people to be in service to the world. So if you want to succeed going forward in business, I invite you to call me up, attend my upcoming workshop about connecting in with the soul of your business. What's it trying to tell you? How do you align into it? How do you heal it and fix it and realign it, to then go into the world to serve in order to receive? So, seeking stability in a storm, let's connect. Book a session with me. Let's talk. Let's talk about how you as a leader embody these principles and create an environment where this is pervasive, that the understanding that the universe is abundant and friendly and benevolent is exuded through you, and that your team sees nothing but opportunities, prosperity, and abundance. So book a call with me, come to my workshop, lots more to come on that. Join my community that I'm building where we can have these conversations. So much to come, but I would just offer, we are human beings having a spiritual experience, and we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and we are here to obey and follow the natural laws of the universe. And anytime we're not, we're going to be corrected. So until next time, trust the process, honor your truth, and stay connected to source.